You're listening to a QLB Media Group podcast. All right, this is Jessica, and that's Quentin over there.
Yeah.
And this is We Just Talking Ish.
Just Talking Ish.
Hey, babe, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you, baby?
I'm doing good.
That's what's up.
How was your day?
It was real long.
Why was it so long?
Because I'm back at work.
Y'all, we
And they
so
working
glad
me.
babe back at work. Oh my gosh.
Like I'm a jerk.
What?
They working me. They working. They working. They working. Yeah.
Y'all babes can really sing.
Hey. We're gonna get serious on this episode. Yeah. Stepping in serious mode. Yeah. Hey, babe.
Hey, babe. You're so
Hey.
crazy.
No, I'm not crazy, babe. So, babe,
Yes, babe.
told me last week you wanted to get serious. You wanted to talk about something that has happened to you in your life
Yes.
and probably happening in others' lives.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about it, babe.
Yeah.
So, let's do just that.
So, some years ago,
Oh, hey, you just going to jump right into it?
no.
We're talking about
No.
domestic violence.
Yes, we're talking about domestic violence. I was fixing to get into that, but I wanted to say a little something before I said that.
well.
But
Do you think?
anyway, a couple of years ago, I've never really just shared my story, but I was at a revival at my church, and the lady called me up to the front and prophesied to me, and she was like, "You're holding your story in. You need to tell your story to be able to help somebody get through what they're going through." I heard her when she said it, but like I just didn't feel the need to tell my story at that time. And so when Babe and I started the podcast last week, I was talking to him while on break, and I just told him, I was like, I feel like this is a good platform for me to get my story out to maybe help some people and encourage them to get through their situation, whatever form of domestic violence they're in. So at the young right age of 18, I got into my first serious relationship. First 3 years of the relationship, perfect. Church going young man. My parents loved him. Like everything was just right for us. So I don't know what happened after those 3 years, but our relationship took a turn for the worse. Well, I'm not going to say I didn't know, because after the 3 years of us being together, we decided to start living together. So, of course, my parents were dead set against it, but they were just like, well, you grown, you gonna do what you want to do. So anyway, we started living together, and maybe I would say probably about after the 4th or 5th month, things started to change for the worse. I noticed that he was acting different towards me. And 9 times out of 10, when a man is acting different towards a woman, or a woman acting different towards a man, it's because there's somebody else. So anyway, I found out that he was cheating.
That is a true statement.
Yeah. So I found out that he was cheating. Me being young, I didn't leave. I tried to work through it or whatever. He said he wasn't gonna do it no more, the spiel. So anyway, us women have this thing called women's intuition. I was at work one day and it was right before Thanksgiving, and I just had a feeling, a gut feeling that he was doing something he had no business. So I got off work early, and I went to the house, and it was a lady there at our apartment. So I could have, I didn't fight him or anything like that, but we got into it arguing or whatever, and I left. I packed my little stuff and I left. So I left probably about 2 or 3 weeks. And then he sweet talked me and I went on back like a little puppy dog. But after I went back, it was like something came over him where he felt the need to be physical with me. He never just came out and was just beating on me. It was always, if we arguing, like he didn't know how to control his anger. It was like he just had to put his hands on me. So, of course, I ain't tell my family or anything.
Put
right?
his hands on you how?
Like fighting me.
Like fist fighting?
Yeah.
So he would punch you?
Yeah.
Where?
He never hit me in the face. It was always like body punches.
Was it like a punch or was it fighting?
It was fighting because I would hit back. And so because I would hit back, he was...
Hey, lower your voice.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're about to relapse here. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. But because I would hit back, it would it would end up in a fight or whatever. And then I guess it just took me to surrender for him to just stop or whatnot. But I didn't leave. I would just basically, I guess, cry it out or would end up going over one of my friend girls' house and hang out there for a few hours. And then I would go back. He would apologize. Baby, I'm not going to do it no more. I'm sorry. So we would be good for a little bit. And then in the midst of that, I ended up getting pregnant. So I was probably going on 22 years old. I ended up getting pregnant. And because the relationship was so stressful, y'all, I'm about to cry. But because the relationship was so stressful, I lost my baby. But at that time, I didn't understand why God would put me through that. Why he would allow me to lose something so precious. Like, I felt like I had did something wrong. But as I'm older now, and I look back on it, I understand that God didn't want a baby to be brought into a situation like this. So after I lost the baby, I left again and then ended up going back again, and we fought more and more.
May I chime in?
Go ahead.
So we can give you a second to dry your eyes, little one. God works in mysterious ways. Maybe, and I can't speak for the almighty OG, but maybe that was a sign to let you know that I'm going to give you this child, and then I'm going to take it away as a sign for you to finally leave.
Yes. And I had that opportunity, and being dumb and falling weak for what I thought was love at that time, I went back.
Continue your story.
So after that, I went back. He started, changing and seeming like he was, on a better path. But come to find out, he actually wasn't. So he was back to his old habits of cheating. And then when I found out, started fighting me again. And so I finally moved into my own apartment. But around my birthday, I had loaned him some money some months before. And so he told me that he wanted to give me my money back. So I was like, okay, well, once I leave where I was at a birthday party at the time. I said I'll stop through and get the money. My niece wanted to, Sakari, she was a little bitty girl at the time. She wanted to go with me. So I told her, I was like, no, I'm going to go get this and then I'll see y'all a little bit later. So I got to his apartment and went in to go get the money. And so, of course, he was, trying to get back in. And I was just like, no, I came here for my money and that's it. So he got upset because I didn't want to get back with him. So, of course, we were fighting. I ended up running out the back door. He snatched my keys so I couldn't leave. I'm begging the neighbor, please call the police, but she was scared. So she didn't do anything. So I'm just outside like, oh, Lord, what I'm going to do? Mind you, he had a gun in the house. So finally, after fighting him for so long, he dropped my keys and I was able to get him. So I got in my car. He ran in the house. As I'm backing up, I was looking down to put the car into drive and I hear gunshots. Y'all, he was shooting at me. One bullet went through my back passenger window and hit the back seat where Sakari was supposed to have been sitting. The other one was inches away from my gas tank. When the police saw it, they was like, you're blessed because that bullet could have hit that tank and blew the car up. So anyway, that was pretty much the end of our relationship, but things kept on happening. He kept popping up at my job. I had to let my job know what was going on. I was working at a school at the time, so he ended up getting into the school because it was a graduation. So they weren't so tight on having the doors locked. So some of my coworkers came to where I was and was like, your ex is here. So, we called up to the office and one of the parents was a police officer, let him know what was going on. So they escorted him off of the property, but that still didn't stop him. He was leaving stuff on my car. I had to end up getting a restraining order against him and everything. So like I told you, I had moved into my own apartment. One of my friends was living over there too. I walked from her house to my house. I did not know that he was still stalking me. I went into the house. He came in behind me and snatched my phone and went through my phone. There was stuff in my phone or whatever that he didn't like. He went into a rage. I saw my life flashing before me. I thought that I was fixing to die because he beat me like no other, chipped my tooth, threw me into the wall, put a hole in my wall, beat me with the umbrella. I finally got away and locked myself into the bathroom, called my friend, called the police, and police got there. My parents got there. They called him to come back and turn himself in or whatnot, but he didn't. So they ended up having to go and get him. But long story short is, women, love yourself enough to get out. They don't love you if they're constantly putting their hands on you. Yes, I do believe people can change with time. And I do believe that he's changed because I've seen him on social media. He's gotten married now and stuff like that and seems to be happy. I don't know. I'm on the outside looking in, but just know that you deserve better. You're a queen. You can't keep taking this from a man. You have to love you first. You have to know how to love yourself in order to be able to love somebody else. You can't allow somebody to take over you in that manner. I now understand, and I never tell people that if it was me, I would do XYZ, because you don't know what you would do in that situation. You feel me, babe?
Yeah, I feel you.
So y'all, I'm just saying, and I'm always a listening ear. You know how to reach out to me and Quentin if you ever need somebody to talk to. Whatever you talk to me about, it's going to stay with me. You need somebody to pray with you, help you through whatever it is that you're going through. I can help you because I've been through that situation. So I thank God that he allowed me to get through it and still live to see another day, because I could have been good as gone.
And we see this in the past 2 years here in Memphis, Tennessee. I have seen a few or more reports on the news of women dying.
Yes.
From men. I can't remember exactly, but the woman at the daycare center, man killed her.
And it always starts with somebody that they don't start out like that. That's a spirit. That's a demonic spirit, because there's something taking over you. That's not who a person really is. And the reason that I know that is because I feel like if that was who that person was, it would come out way sooner.
Who knows, sweetheart? He's probably, he or whoever, what man does this, probably have seen this done to his own mother.
Could have.
You get this from somewhere. You just don't have it.
Yeah.
You've seen your mom go through it, and you think that's what you're supposed to do, I guess. But like women, I understand that love is a crazy thing and it pulls you back in. But if it gets to become physical, it's time to roll.
Yeah.
And you bet not go back. I'm telling you, Quinn B is telling you, you bet not go back.
And it's more than just physical abuse. It's a such thing as mental abuse too.
Mental serious too, but we on physical right now. And
I understand.
if it gets physical where a man is putting his hands on you and you are fighting back, whether you from North Memphis, the North, or you from the South, and you fight back because you had brothers of all ages teaching you how to fight, get out of that, because that's not going to end well. He shot at you.
And the thing is with that as well is I don't have brothers, but I have older cousins that's like brothers, and I have uncles. And when they found out that the stuff was going on, they got mad trying to find him and all this kind of stuff. And I don't want to risk my family going to jail over my bad decisions. And anyone that's going through that should feel the same way, because when you go to venting to your family, you putting their emotions into it as well. And the thing that's going through their head is, I gotta protect her. And that's at all costs. They don't care at that moment. But then once it's happened, I'm still free and my family is behind bars. I wouldn't be able to live with myself like that.
So to move, I had questions, but you pretty much answered them. Like what could you have done, or what could someone do if in this position? What can they do to avoid? Is there anything you could have done to change this outcome?
I just feel like when I had the very first opportunity to leave, I should have just stayed gone. If they're trying to reach out to you, do not answer. Change your phone number. Stay with a relative where they don't know where you stand at, so that way they can't have no contact with you. Because the moment that you answer that first call,
and screw that. The moment you come back, You have now agreed to a lifetime contract of continuing to get beat on. If you allowed it once, all the sorries in the world is not going to change that individual if he doesn't decide he won't help. Right. But at that point, there's no going to go get help with him. You need to leave him, and he needs to seek help by himself on his own.
Right, and I understand it, but I'm just saying, women, we're emotional creatures, and we're nurturers. So when you open that door for them, as far as like them calling and you answering the phone and you hearing their voice, and all you can think about is the good times, and you hearing these promises and stuff like that, don't allow it. Like, you got to stay strong and change your phone number, like I said, so they can't get in contact with you. So I feel like, had I done that when I had the first opportunity to leave, I think that all of the other things could have been avoided. But because I didn't, all that other stuff did happen.
So segue, good guys turn bad.
Yes.
You wanted to speak on that?
Yes. I mean, like I said, first 3 years, perfect gentleman. So, like, there was nothing.
What made him not become the perfect gentleman?
When we started living together and he met this older woman or whatever, she had his head gone. And he claimed that he loved me, but she was giving him material things. So he didn't want me to come between him and those being able to receive those material things. And when I say material things, I mean like money and trucks. Because that's what he was getting. And so I don't know, like I said, I don't know where the anger and the rage came from, but it was just like it came overnight.
It was probably always there.
It may have been, but I don't know how he hid it so long. 3 years, babe. We were engaged.
I didn't know that.
We were young and dumb, babe.
Me first time hearing this here on my own podcast.
I'm sorry, because I was young. So it happened, but I kind of look at it as like, we were young, dumb. Didn't really take it serious because we didn't start planning no wedding or nothing like that. But within those first 3 years, we had gotten engaged to get married. So had he not changed up for the bad and we ended up getting married, who's to say that he wouldn't have changed once we got married? And then I would have felt like I would have been stuck.
I just believe once a beater, always a beater. I just feel there's no changing that. I've had strawberry letters in my inbox way before I met you back in the day. Mm-hmm. And I've known many stories of women saying that they're abusive, and I straight tell them, leave. And they trying to hit me with, well, I think he can change and I want to get him help. He needs to get help by himself.
You gotta want it.
To leave. Because if he chooses not to get help, this will happen again. Mm-hmm. To the point where he just might kill you.
Yeah. But
fighting takes over an individual's body. People, when they fight, they just be fighting. I don't think there's no thought process in fighting. It just happens.
I don't know, babe. Yeah.
But like, in conclusion, let's give give me another one of those speeches on what women need to do.
Ladies, just love yourself is all I can say. Love yourself enough to not accept the unacceptable. You know what you deserve. Just because you saw this person or that person deal with it doesn't mean that you have to go through it as well. You deserve better. You have to learn to be okay with being by yourself before getting into a relationship. That's a thing that a lot of us women deal with. We feel like we have to have somebody. So you just accept any old kind of thing. No, love yourself. Self-love is the most important thing. Then God will send you that man that's going to love you unconditionally. You don't deserve all the beating and the talking crazy too. Just love yourself. That's all I can say is love yourself. That's the most important thing.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Love yourself. And we had another topic, but seeing that this show was kind of heavy, transition wouldn't be good right now. So we'll save that topic for another episode. Domestic violence, treat it seriously. Treat any form of abuse seriously. Physical, mental. Is there any more other abuses?
No.
Babe, you abuse me mentally every day.
That is a lie. But anyway, like it's plenty of.
I've been hitting that microphone stand now.
Oh, I'm sorry, babe.
Oh, okay.
But I've been to a domestic help group.
Man, I should have searched up some numbers here in Memphis or something.
Yep.
Like,
all you gotta do is Google those.
Google those.
Because they're out there. And they really do help, and it makes you realize that
I'm about to cuss right now. Shit. You don't need, tell somebody. Open up to people who care about you. If this is happening to you, you need to say something.
Yes.
Don't keep this to yourself.
Because it's only gonna get worse. And you trying to coach yourself through your situation, you don't know what you're doing. So you just accepting it, but it's domestic violence groups out there. It's plenty of them. I've been to them. They're very helpful. Like, there are people that has it worse than you, and you get to meet those women. Like, the ones that I've been to, the women eyes were busted up, and like some of them had gotten broken bones and stuff like that. I'm blessed that I didn't have any broken bones. I mean, the worst thing that happened to me was the chipped tooth and ended up spraining my ankle. But like it gets crazy, y'all. It's help out there. Get some help. Don't be too scared, because most domestic violence relationship end in death, whether it be the woman or the man. Get help, y'all.
Get help. This is We Just Talking Ish, and we are out.
We out. Thanks for listening to We Just Talking Ish. If you are a first-time listener and like our podcast, hit the subscribe button to get notifications of new episodes.
If you are listening via Facebook and want to listen to us via a podcast app, you can find We Just Talking Ish on iTunes, Google Play, TuneIn, and on Amazon Alexa.
Alexa, play We Just Talking Ish. Thank you to all our listeners and supporters.